Hello everyone and welcome back to So Many Games So Little Time. Today, as you know from the title, we are going to do the 10 to 6 and next to me is
Kine.
and I'm Joachim. I didn't know where I was going to go with that. And on my left is no one. So, so let's just jump right in, okay? Actually, we can't jump right in. First, I have to start this thing here.
Yes.
All right. So this is a recorder. Yeah. Let's jump right in. You can see it is still on Radlands from last time because we did this immediately after each other. So my number 10 is
Oh, nice.
Twisted Fables. Wasn't your 11 or your 12 or whatever?
That was my 12, yeah.
Your 12, yeah. So, Twisted Fables. I didn't say some things when you were talking about it, just so I have something to say now.
That's right, yeah.
And so the campaign has ended, right? And the second one on GameFound, and I ordered all the mats.
Oh, nice.
Apparently they were available in the first campaign. I don't remember,
okay.
but now I ordered all of them, including the new Mulan one with the stage card. So now they added stage card, so everything changes. There's only one though, which is a bit strange. Yeah. But anyway, so just to pimp it even more, because the deluxe version, which you don't see here, is so nice. I think eventually I'll paint the characters as well, because now we're always playing with a cardboard, because otherwise it's not easy to see the differences. Yeah. I was looking for better pictures.
Tentacles are pretty hard, easy to spot though, but
yeah, true. But then if you see some people here when they paint it, I'm not saying I'm gonna do it this well, but then it's gonna look even nicer. Even though I think I'd add some more blood. I don't know. Whatever. But like Kine mentioned last time, it is just the fact that it's so twisted. It's so much variation in it. You have the 3 decks that you can buy cards from, so every time you can try a different strategy. I'm sure some people will say, yeah, but with this one you can only do this strategy. Sure, but I'm still going to try to challenge myself and do it differently. And then as you're playing against different fables, you might have to do different strategies. And then 2 versus 2, I only played once, but that is also crazy. Because it's then 4 different powers that are all intermixed, right? And then you can swap lanes and everything the whole time. It's really, really cool as well. What else do I want to say? Oh, and another cool thing is, in many cases, you always get rid of all your... No, just always. You always get rid of all your cards. Yeah. So you just do what you can do and then that's it. So it's pretty straightforward. So it plays quite fast as well. And it can lead to having some shitty hands, that's true. But then if you play with the relic cards, that kind of makes it a little bit less painful. It can still be painful, but a little bit less. So now I don't think I would play without the relic cards anymore, even with new players. I immediately introduced them. So yeah, if you have the game, definitely do that. But yeah, just once again, the theme, the look, the ease to play, also to explain, it's really not difficult to new people. Yeah. And they already said that there's more Fables coming. So
really?
Yeah, they mentioned in the comments during the last Kickstarter. They didn't say anything else, and I imagine they'll probably still be female, which I'm totally fine with. So yeah, I am looking forward to that for sure, because if they say, okay, there's a new one coming, here's my money. Just take it. So that is number 10, Twisted Fables. What is your number 10?
My number 10 is...
Probably they also know that we're still doing this because we're wearing the exact same clothes. We did it after each other.
That's true. That's... So this is a game that we played like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, my number 23. So also pretty high.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we played this in the summer, I think, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Miguel.
Yeah, maybe back in like July or August. So it's actually been a while. So Rurik, Dawn of Kiev is my number 10. Let's see here. Let's take a look at some pictures. So here it's another area control. I think I just really like area control games. Okay, I'm going to click on this picture because it looks cool.
A very controlling person. Yeah.
Oh, this is nice.
It's a very special table.
Yeah. All right. So
just talking about the table.
Well, yeah, they set up like card holders there, so you can't see.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. All right, so Rurik, Dawn of Kiev is a area control engine builder as well. I would say. About where you're trying to, you're around, I guess, Rus or.
It's Russia.
Yeah, Russia or Ukraine, the Ukraine area.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, around
Geography. Hey, those areas.
And essentially, you're
Eastern Europe.
You're building up your armies, but that's not the major. Well, it's a major component, but it's not the main thing that you can be doing. You can go around. You can collect resources, and when you do collect resources, you put them on your little boat.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of cool. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize this would be on here. But you store them on your boat so you can use them later.
It's not a fishing game.
Yeah, no. But yeah, you use these resources to either get more guys onto the map, to build these different structures that give you like a bunch of different abilities. They can either boost your efficiency in getting these resources, the different ones, or boost your army's abilities. They could also boost your control of an area. So let's say someone's coming to attack you, it acts maybe as an additional warrior, or gives you extra defense. I can't remember all of the different.
This one.
Okay, this is the scoring track, right?
Yeah. Because there's a certain amount of rounds. I forgot how many.
Yeah.
And then every time you check the board and what everybody has, and then you score. And then, for example, if you have like 5 regions, that round you score it, and then you can never go down anymore. Yeah. So the next round you can lose all of them. Doesn't matter. Those 8 points are yours.
And I think that game ends when like a certain amount of people are in a specific.
Could be
part. Okay, yeah, I can't quite remember, but yeah, you get different points for different things. As you can see here, like regions, like adjacency is one of them.
Buildings and
trading
goods on the boat.
You get points for where you are on the warfare track, so you move this up on here every time you attack someone else.
And then also one of the reasons that it shines is because of the action selection.
Oh yeah. So you decide which ones you're going to, like where you're going to place them.
Yeah.
Before you place them.
So you put your guy down, and then the number is also the value that you're paying. But then you can add coins to make it even more valuable. It's not the number that you're paying. It's just 4. It's the highest gets to do the action, and then you can add coins to increase the number. Yeah, but then once again, like we talked about last time
with the Artemis project.
Yeah, you don't know if people really want to go there, and they might seem like they're going there, and then you pay a ton of money, and then they're like, you just stay there by yourself.
Yeah, so you wasted that number.
Exactly.
You could have put that somewhere else.
Exactly, and so many 6 different actions, right?
Yeah.
So to choose from, and then the cool part is, you have to start with your number 1. And then you're number 2.
Yeah.
And then, everyone's number 1. Everyone's number 2. So even that you have to keep in mind as well. It's not like, okay, we're all going to muster. No. Only number 1. And your 5 will be lost. And you'll be like, oh crap, I didn't think about that. Like my build was supposed to go first.
And then you resolve them in that order, right?
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, you have to resolve them in that order. So that's an extra thing that you have to think about. So AP heavy, potentially.
Yeah, like what do you need to do first? Do you need to attack? Do you need to move? Do you need to build or muster? It's really good.
Yeah, and people say this is like the next step after Scythe. Many people will compare it with Scythe.
I would say so, yeah. Because then you also get cards that give you like different abilities or like the different tools, extra actions, extra perks, which are really good. Like I didn't really play them as much as I should have in my last game.
It's because we didn't really realize, and then someone like Miguel, which we talked about several times already, he immediately sees that and he's like, boom, boom, boom. We're like, that's how you do that.
Yeah.
Didn't I tie with him and lost? Yes.
I think so, yeah.
It's just my thing. I tie and lose.
But yeah, it was a good game. I'd like to play it. I think the cards.
Someone should make a list.
I know.
Games that they would like to play again. Oh, all of them. Time they have for the games. Nothing.
Did we play it with the new expansion?
We did the buildings expansion.
Okay.
But we didn't do like throwing people in jail and all that kind of stuff. We didn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only a part of it because the first time we really played. So.
Yeah.
Well, you can
because the
play it
game's
solo
so
too. I haven't tried it yet.
fun. Yeah. But yeah. Number 10, Rurik for me.
Number 9?
Number 9. Oh, you didn't do your number 9.
No, because it's Snake, right?
Oh,
10,
yeah.
10.
Oh, yeah.
Now I have to explain him what Snake is.
Oh.
Ouch.
All right, my number 9 is another area control game. Recently acquired it. Kemet Blood and Sand, which is like a re-implementation of the original Kemet. And essentially area control where you pick one of the ancient Egyptian deities like Anubis, Horus, and so on, and you're trying to what's the end game score? Oh, okay, so you try to amass as many prayer points or maybe not prayer points, but a certain amount of victory points. And there's different types. There's like fortune or battle points. So fortune is when you're around temples in the night phase or a certain part of the phase, or battle points for battling or engaging in different battles and winning those battles. And how the game ends is if you're a certain amount of points ahead of everyone else after you have a certain amount of points. So let's say let's say you have to get past 9 points, or you have to get at least 9 points, and then let's say 2 points ahead of the person after you. After a certain, there's a whole.
I'm looking for the scoreboard. I can't find.
There's a whole specific rule set there.
It's basically volleyball. You have to win with
yeah.
X amount of points difference. I think 2 points difference. Yeah. And then you can win.
And you have to start your turn without placing a worker, let's say, or doing a turn. Yeah. But anyway, so you have your own player board where you have a certain amount of medallions or tokens that gives you an option to do different actions. You can move, you can attack, you can build up pyramids, you can buy technology.
There you go.
And which levels up your armies or defense. I know, this is the scoreboard. It's so once you get past 5 points.
Yeah, then you can win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to be at least 1 or 2.
And I thought I was going to win because I had a really nice pace, and then I reached here, and then my engine went flip, 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 flip. And everybody else passed by me, and then somebody else won. I think Derek, whatever.
Yeah, but so, he won like with 15 points or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just ridiculous amount.
Yeah, so kind of. Yeah.
But like there's a lot of things going on. Like there's tech trees. There's the combat. Even you have a set of 8 cards, let's say, and everyone has the same amount or the same types of cards, and they all do different things. You essentially pick one, discard one, play the one that you picked, show, and then certain things happen to determine who wins and who loses. And then what you do with those cards, you put them off, and those are discarded until you get rid of or play all of the cards in your battle hand, let's say. So you always know, or kind of know, what the other player has, which is kind of cool with the tactics.
That's not what I'm showing here.
Oh no, these are the power tiles.
Yeah. There's many different ones, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is the white power tiles. And each level, like each row represents a level, and you can buy a level depending on the height of your pyramid. So let's say your pyramid's at level 1, you can only buy from the first row, level 2, second row, so on and so forth. They each give you different perks. White usually makes things cheaper, and it also gives you prayer points, which is kind of your currency in the game.
I feel like we've spoken about this before, because then I pointed out, because you can have monsters. And then you said, can you put monsters in it? But I don't remember where we spoke about it.
I think when we were talking about
games to gift. Yeah, okay, that's what we're talking about. It's like, I'm a déjà vu. Déjà entendu, actually.
But yeah, like, just to reiterate, this would be a step up from, let's say, Risk.
Copy-paste that in.
Yeah. Same material, same content, different video. But yeah, that's my number 9. Kemet, Blood and Sand.
So my number 9 is this. You've played multiple times.
This one's good though.
Underwater Cities. It has an expansion, but the expansion I would only get for the asymmetric assistance at the start of the game and the double layered boards. The rest is it's okay, but not crazy or necessary. Alright, so this is basically what it looks like throughout the game. You have your submarines, you place them on...
we talked about this recently too, didn't we?
I don't think so.
I think this was your suggestion for...
Did I talk about this? I don't even remember. But you put your submarines, and then they give you certain actions, and then you can build cards. You can use cards to put them out. You can build. You really don't see it here. Here you go. You can build domes for your people to live in, tunnels to connect everything to the metropolises, which give extra points. Buildings. So you have kelps. You have laboratory kelp farms, laboratories, factories. And then they'll also give you resources that you once again need to build all this kind of stuff. There's several scoring rounds. Basically, I would call it Terraforming Mars Light. I mean, it's still pretty heavy. You can see it 3.6, but it's I think more accessible than Terraforming Mars. And also, you can. This is another game that I should make a video of. Games that I improved, that I pimped, because I did a lot of it. It's just really, really good. So worker placement, I guess you could say, because it's, you're putting your stuff down, in submarines to do the action. There's drafting as well. Is there drafting? No, there's no drafting. There's no drafting, I think. No.
Do we ever draft like the starting hand?
I don't think so. No, because you draw 6 and then you keep 3 of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's no drafting, sorry. Yeah. But yeah, there's contracts that you can do. Even the cards play completely differently. It's just all of it together. You have always, because we played it a ton on Yucata, I think. Yucata played it a ton on there as well. Also solo play is really nice.
It's so satisfying when you get those resources.
After every scoring round, it's also production round, and then it's just it floods, and then 1 turn or 2 turns later, it's like, I'm broke again.
Yeah.
So then it's waiting for another production phase. And also, it's not easy to know who's going to win, unless it's like really obvious. But in general, it's like, I don't know.
Our last game was really close, I think.
Yeah, because you can also have end game scoring cards, a bunch of them, and then it's nice. It's nice. That's what I always say in these lists.
What did I put Underwater Cities as?
Not a top 10er. I'm surprised in that case.
Oh, might be.
Alright, so that was number 9.
Yeah.
My number 8 then.
Yep.
Is something you haven't played. Well, maybe you have, but not with me for sure.
Merchant's Cove.
Merchants and Marauders.
Oh, I really want to try this one too.
Yeah, Merchants and Marauders. It's so good. It's been a long time since I played it. I have to say, a long time. But it's always been in the top 10 of my top hundreds or whatever. And it's so good. I mean, I like that this person has painted the ships. I haven't painted it, but for example, this one, So basically, you have your ship. So the colored ships, the blue and the red are players, and the yellow is players. The brown ones are basically merchants just going around. Not merchants. These are just warships of the specific countries. You can see here. This is England. I think this is supposed to be Spain.
I think that's France.
France. Sorry, France. Yeah, and this is supposed to be the Dutch, maybe. I'm not sure.
That might be really green on the other side. Is Italy in the game?
Yeah, I think so. Whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah. And then this one is also a pirate, but it's just a random pirate who's on there, which I think we played with Let's Play. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while, but it's basically sandbox with pirates.
Nice.
Okay. So, for example, these things here are the goods that you can buy. Oh, I'll just make it bigger. I don't know why. No, okay. It remains pretty small. Even after that, it remains pretty small. So these are just goods that you can go out and buy. And there's also always an upgrade. You can see the upgrades here that you can go and buy. I'm not sure if this is correct that they have 2 upgrades. Oh, no, this is a good as well. It's a rum. Every spot that you can see here has specific effects on the map. So, for example, here in Caracas, you can draw 8 cargo cars instead of 6, for example. So every location on the map has special advantages or disadvantages. Then you have really cool player boards where you can expand your ship. You can get missions and rumors and go and find out what's what. You can recruit crew. You also have a lot of captain cards. Some of them you will recognize, some of them you will never heard of. Like these ones, I honestly don't know. But it also sees it. You can also see it's asymmetrical because some are much better at their skills than others. So that also adds to it. I haven't seen it yet, but it has also very cool treasure chests. Maybe I'll see it here. Because your money, you can lose it all at any time. Unless you go back to your main ports and then put it in your coffers. Now, I don't see any here. Maybe these people didn't use it necessarily. I don't think they used it. No, they might have put it somewhere else. I don't know. But yeah, so then you can dump it there, and you can see with a lot of ships you can get pretty busy. And these 1, 2, 3, these things here, they are missions that you can go and complete. So whoever does it first gets to do it, right? There's expansions as well that will add weather to it. That can have an effect. Glory cards is what you get when you do things that could, like when you complete a mission. Everything. This is your ship board. So hull, cargo, mast, crew, you can increase that. You can buy items to help you fight. These are all upgrades that also help your ship in various ways. This is an expansion with contraband, so you can smuggle stuff.
That's cool.
This is your wanted list, so you can go up to level 5 for wanted, and then other people can go and try to sink you. And there is a way that people say, oh, you know, if you're a merchant, you can win too easily. But then just because that just means that other people are not trying to sink you. Same thing with Western Legends. If you mine and nobody stops you, then you're going to win.
True.
So you just have to stop people. So I think that's kind of like BS. But anyway. So also you can upgrade your ship because you start with a small ship like this small black one.
Looks good.
But you can upgrade all the way. Yeah, it looks sunk here. Then you can upgrade it all the way like this. These face down tokens, they're all merchant ships. So you can look for the ship. If you find it, you flip it over, and then you can attack it. And then, of course, you'll get wanted by that country because these are all flags. So you can really annoy the Spanish or the Dutch or the English. I don't think the Italians are here, or the French. Yeah.
Okay.
So it probably was the Spanish. I'm not sure. Yeah, because the English are there. I guess, or the Dutch. Whatever. It's difficult to see. Still difficult to see. Doesn't matter. I've talked about it enough already.
It's a good game.
There's a solo mode as well, but I haven't tried it yet. I just it says here merchanting and marauding at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm really not surprised because this game can take a while.
Oh really?
You know, it also depends on how because you see it here. These are the glory points. Actually, it's the last thing. And whenever whoever reaches 10 first wins, and 50 gold coins. Well, 10 gold coins is 1 point, and 5 of your 10 maximum can be from that. And then there's different ways to get other glory points. So you cannot win by only getting money. So, but anyway, yeah. All right, talked enough about this. You can see I'm very passionate about it. It's such a good game. I haven't played it for too long. I really need to play it soon. But yeah, that's much as
brought it today.
Yeah, but that would have been the only one we played then.
Yeah, true. They probably would have kicked us out.
4 a.m.
All right, my number 8 is a game that's been recently popularized again in the filming industry, and that's Dune. All right, so Dune, I think I've never played it under 6 players, but I think it needs to be played at 6 players, and I think a few other people recommend playing it at 6 players, just so you can get all the factions out there. So it's essentially area control game where you have Atreides, Harkonnen, the BGs, or
Stay alive. You're dead.
BGs, Bene Gesserit, the Fremen, Space Guild, and Emperor. Or if you have the latest expansion, it also adds in the Ixians and the Tleilaxu, which aren't mentioned in the first book. They're mentioned briefly later on. And there's a new expansion as well coming out, which I'm really excited about. But essentially, you're fighting, you're blowing up stuff, you're playing cards, you have traders. There's so much going on, but it's an amazing game. We're playing it soon, but essentially, you're on the planet of Arrakis, and the first person or first alliance, the first person to hold 3 strongholds, or the first alliance to hold 4 strongholds, it kind of scales up, wins the game. There are 10 turns. Each turn has 9 phases. First phase, I'll just break. I won't go in any particular order, but there's a phase where spice blows, so you can go around and pick up spice, which is your currency. There's another phase where you can drop in your armies and move them around. Another phase where you're bidding for different cards, which are called treachery cards. And these cards are for attack, for defense, poison, shields. And you use these cards in battle, essentially. So let's say you want to go attack someone. How battles work is you commit a leader and a certain amount of troops. Now, if you're playing with the advanced rules, you have to pay to have these troops come out at full strength. But essentially, you commit those troops and the leader, and then you can play cards as well. Now, with the card play, you can have traders, where if you have the trader card of a particular hero from someone you're or with a leader that your opponent is playing, you can nope, that guy's a traitor, and they lose automatically, which is really cool.
Okay.
In this picture here,
sorry.
If someone plays a shield defense and you use a lasgun, what happens is a nuclear explosion.
Oh, okay.
Which you'll see in this picture here.
Okay.
Everyone in that area dies. Even if you're not in the battle, you're dead. So it's so cool. It's so good. Each faction has their own different abilities.
So it's very you cannot win by yourself. You have to win in an alliance.
You can win by yourself, or you can win in an alliance.
Oh, okay.
Like my very first game. So I'll talk about like the Bene Gesserit, the BGs. They have a special ability where at the beginning of the game, they can predict who wins and what turn they win. And if that prediction becomes true, you instead win that on your own. You can choose to win that on your own or a joint victory. So in my first game, I predicted that Trades would win in the last round, and they did. And I let them have their victory.
Oh, okay.
I was pretty mean about it. I was like, and I showed them my prediction, and like he was in an alliance as well. I'm like, sorry guys, I win. And it was amazing. Just like it was
priceless.
All of our very first game, and it was the best experience. But yeah, you can blow up the shield wall as well. There's a card that lets you do that. There's a lot of good stuff that's very thematic.
Now I want to join actually.
It's a really good game. And like different factions have different abilities. Like you can move the storm, you can control or have a monopoly on the amount of troops that go in. There's a part where bidding happens, and like the Emperor, for instance, bidding is cheaper. I can't remember. It might be an advanced rule or something, but not cheaper. But you can pay or give money to your whoever you're in alliance with.
No.
But yeah, it looks a bit dry here, but everything is about the interaction that you have. Like there'll be moments where we take a break, and then if we're in an alliance with another person or a few people, we'd all split off, go into different rooms, talk out strategies. Okay, you do this next time, then I'll do this. It's good. Cool. It's really good. But yeah, number 8, dude. 7 for me?
Yes, 7 for you.
Okay. All right. Next one. We've played this quite a bit, even though you don't like it that much.
Yeah. I thought it was something else.
Lost Ruins of Arnak. So this will be my number 7. Now, Lost Ruins of Arnak, you are an explorer trying to explore this land. Let's see here.
It's number 83.
It's number 83.
83. What is? Yeah, sorry.
Boo.
Don't worry, the whole world likes this more than I do. So, not that I hate it. But
well, maybe the expansion will help it out a bit.
But I did win Lost. No, never mind.
I think you did. You did.
We still have to do the playthrough.
Oh, yeah. So, you are an explorer. You've just found this land called Arnak. This is the, I think, Phoenix side. Opposite side, the snake or the serpent is a bit harder, a bit challenging, more challenging. A lot more fear involved if you know the game. But essentially, worker placement, deck building game, where you only I wish they had more than 2 workers, but
that's true.
Because I feel like you can't do much.
But maybe then the combos will get out of hand later on.
That's true as well.
Maybe they should have like receding amount of workers. 4, 3, 2, 1. No workers. What?
I just went. So okay, here. So essentially, on your turn, you can do a few things. You can put a worker out and gain the benefits of that wherever that worker lands. You can do research on the science track. You can buy cards. You can discover a site, essentially. But each of these have a different cost. So, for example, if you put a worker out on these starting areas, you'd have to play a card that has the equivalent travel icon. So, for example, these are boots. There's also cars, boats, airplanes. So whenever you go to different locations, you have to play a card with one of those symbols in order to actually go to that location. But cards don't just have that ability. You can also gain benefits, as you'll see on the top part here. There's different cards, tools, or artifacts, and they each do different things. Tools, when you buy them, they go directly at the bottom of your deck, so it's fresh and you know you're probably going to get that next turn. Artifacts, they happen automatically. Like, there's a whole rule setup.
And it can really open up your game if you
Yeah.
get a really good card at the right time.
Oh, yeah. There's so many combos and chaining that you can do. Early game, first round, okay, you can still do stuff, but the combos don't quite show up until later on in the game. So the turns take a bit longer as you go up. But still, relatively quick game.
Yeah.
Only 5 turns or 5 rounds. And it's just very quick. There's obviously a strategy that you can go for that works best.
Yeah.
Like, you can't win without being on the research track, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, it's very vital to be on that research track.
Yeah, and preferably be the first one as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
there's
you-
different benefits.
Yeah, you get the bonuses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But even though it's pretty low for me, I'm actually thinking of getting it anyway because it is very. I would almost call it a gateway game because you can really, because it looks so nice. The components are really nice already. Even though you see many people upgrading it, but I don't really feel the need, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe for the cardboard ones, sure. But whatever, even then.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it can be in anyone's collection for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the expansion that's coming out, it gives each player asymmetric abilities. So you could have your own special. I haven't seen it yet. Like, I'm waiting to see what it looks like. I think it'll be better. But yeah, that's my number 7, Lost Ruins of Arctic.
Okay, so my number 7 is On Mars. Yeah, On Mars.
I thought that would have been top 5 for sure.
It isn't. So, what are the other 6 then? So, on Mars, it's, yeah, how should I say it? I don't own it. He owns it. But every time he brings it out, I really want to play immediately.
We played it twice in a row one day, right?
Yeah. And we already completely messed up the first time we played.
Yeah.
We had like a never-ending turn. Just kept going. When is this round going to end? No, keep going. Oh. After an hour and a half, I think we're playing this wrong. But it of course, automatically it looks really good. That's like a common theme. I don't think we have any games in our top whatever that look ugly or just plain. So this play testing is probably a bad idea to show that one. But it's a Lacerda, first of all. That says a lot already. But also the fact that once again it's all thematic, right? You're basically also colonizing Mars, you're building stuff there. So sometimes you go back to the space station here to get stuff. These are all those locations, resources, and then you go into the ship back down to Mars, where you can then do all these actions and leave people behind as well. And then when you go back again, the people you left behind here, you get them back on your board, and then you can reassign them again. Is there anywhere a board here? Someone's board? Here, yeah. So you can reassign them again because they'll come up here. And then you have you can do research, and then these things go forward, which will give you benefits as well and resources. You have spaceships that you can use to come down. Okay, the tokens here are not 100% correct. This is just a random card. This is something really weird.
I wonder if it's still like proto.
It looks, because even these tokens look very strange. But, so this is maybe still prototype, kind of a little bit. So the B and the C is like really strange.
Yeah.
But
the board, I think, looks more or less final.
Yeah.
For the components.
Yeah, exactly. But so many options, and also on the board itself, the tiles that you just slowly expand your area, and then you have the life support system, the LSS, that you can also increase to get the bonuses here, scoring bonuses. You have projects that you can get. I don't know, it's called projects.
I think the scientists and I don't know if they're research.
I just like these guys already. The way they look is already just
you
cool.
know how to use them properly. I still haven't quite cracked how to do it.
I like it. I like getting these science cards and everything, and then getting the correct scientists, so you can just keep using them for free and everything.
And then you can use your opponent's technology or whatever.
Yeah. For example, this is on here. It's telling you can do this action for free, or you can use somebody else's. And then this is also a more developed one. This is also prototype. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely prototype. Because of all the strange things. So anyway, that's on Mars. So many options, so brain burnery. Every time I play, I don't want it to end. It's cool when you're upgrading your robots, and then you're just not just a robot, but also your rover, and just racing around the surface, going left and right. Really, really, really nice. And here's Vital himself. This is my game. Cool. So. Yeah, I don't know Vital, but that's on Mars, and there's an expansion coming out already, right? Alien Invasion or whatever.
Yeah. Turns it into a co-op game.
Yeah. So
and adds another solo module, I think.
Yeah, and there's a Kickstarter for the Weather Machine one. It's still ongoing now, and I'm gonna pick up on Mars then as well. All right, that is my number 7. So I should go on to 6, right?
Yep.
And that one is Dwellings of Eldervale.
Dwellings.
Okay, you could say, why is that not top 5? You even made a song about it, which is true.
It's close enough.
It's close enough. Yeah, it's close enough. So, Dwellings of Eldervale. Go watch the music video. Should say enough.
It's good.
And then you could say, but you don't have any other videos about it. That's true. We tried once to make a video with 5 people, but it was a fiasco. Kids running around, so noisy, it's impossible to do. But yeah, why do I like this game? 16 factions, first of all, all asymmetric. You have worker placement, you have tableau building, you have drafting with the magic cards in the beginning, only in the beginning of the game. You have the magic cards that can be total swingy.
Yeah.
You have battles. Some people don't like the battles because you can basically have 1 worker and 1 die. Somebody can have a monster with 5 dies, and you roll a 6, they roll 5s, you win the battle.
It's so good.
But I like that. I like the risk factor.
Exactly.
But some people get really annoyed and like, no, this shouldn't be possible. So, I'm not mimicking anyone. No one has acted like that. So if you think I'm talking about you, I'm not. Something cool also is your workers. When you go into an elemental tile, not the ruins, there's the brown ones, you can build a dwelling if you're first, and then you just take the little rooftop here.
It's so funny.
And you put it on top of your worker. And then from now on, your worker is there in the house working for you.
Yeah.
But of course, then you can't use him anymore to put on the board. So you lose him. So if you go expansion heavy at the start of the game, it's going to be a lot more difficult later on to get resources to buy these magic cards. So everything has an effect on other stuff, and there can be a runaway winner. If someone gets a bunch of cards and you don't, and they get this really crazy engine, then it's over.
Go up on that track,
Yeah, so here is the elemental track that also give you points because everything's connected. Like this gives you points, but then the dwellings, if they're on certain elemental planes and they are connected to the points here, so they give you points. Your cards, they're also attached to certain elements, will also give you points based on the elemental track, which we didn't know our first game.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh crap. So, and the monsters have sound bases, so you put them down, it's like, I have 2 options as well. In the beginning, I thought it was stupid because it was a Kickstarter. I didn't back the Kickstarter. And then everybody started getting their copies, and I saw on Instagram, I was like, oh my god, this game actually seems to be super
really cool.
awesome. So I spent money, a lot of money, to get it. The shipping as well is crazy. I got it, but I'm so happy I did it.
Yeah.
Only thing I'm not getting is the playmat, because the playmat is what, $90 and the shipping is $75.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not paying that for a playmat. But yeah, so the monsters, and the cool part is you can actually control the monsters if you have the correct cards. There's magic cards, there's basic cards that you can get to control the monsters, and all the monsters have different effects on the whole play area. Like let's say this white guy right here, if the croc comes out and he goes next to the croc, normally the croc would attack, but no, the croc has a special, I don't know the exact name, has a special ability, so just swim underneath him and end up there. So if you have someone there who you want to trick or whatever, you can just manipulate it so it attacks them. And so there's so many things. Yeah, you have the woman with the 1,000 hands or whatever. If she comes out at the end of the turn, everybody on the ruins dies. And it's so awesome if you control that monster.
Because then you can't do anything.
Yeah, if you control that monster, it's really cool. And it's like, yes, go, mother. Yeah, resources are cool. The tiles are cool. I can talk about this for hours, but I'm not going to. But yeah, so that's my number 6 dwellings of Elder Vale. Go check out the video. Really love this game. Love it to bits. Also has a solo mode. Still haven't tried it. Should try it. Maybe down the line. Your number 6.
All right, my number 6. I'm actually gonna back up a bit.
I think you might have to back up a bit. On Mars?
Yeah. My number 6 crossover is On Mars.
All right.
I got this game and didn't touch it for, I don't know, 4 months because it was my first Lacerda and I was just very nervous of the whole complexity, like learning it myself and then teaching it to other people. Like Joe said, the first time we played, we played for an hour and a half and we didn't finish a round.
Because if you went online, also people say, oh, this one is so complicated. So, yeah, it looks complicated as well. Just look at the board and you're like, what?
But once you get it, like, it makes sense. Like, like you spend, like, batteries to, I don't know, create an oxygen-producing machine, and then that then supplies the workers with oxygen, the workers farm, and so on and so forth. So it's good once you get the rules down. Like I personally, I found the rule book a bit confusing. I'm just like where everything was. Like I don't know if it has an index.
That's why we played wrong the first time.
I didn't read the rule book, to be fair. I think.
We checked it multiple times, and then only after a while we found it by going online to BGG.
Yeah, it was a bit difficult to find specific places, and like because sometimes in the rule book they would mention something, but in like a scenario, and like we'd have to find that specific scenario. So it just made it hard to follow the rules. But once we got it down, it was really good.
Although someone we played with said this is easy. I'm just opening wounds now.
I know.
Never mind. Continue.
No, I feel like this needs to this needs to be told. Okay. No, I won't.
No.
I'm just gonna give myself credit and be like, I taught it well.
Yeah, you taught it well.
And that was the only time I taught it well. Because we played it another time and I completely shot the bed. Like I was like, you do this here and this here. I was like, yes, play.
I can always be worse. You want to say, oh, I just learned while playing. That would be even worse.
Yeah, you don't want to do that with this kind of game.
But now we actually found the correct.
Oh, the correct components.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I can't really talk more about it. I need to figure out how to use the scientists better because every time I get one,
it's really easy.
I don't use it.
No, it's true. It's but it's so many things, right? You do one thing, it's like, oh, I could also do this. Oh, this and this can also be very brain burnery and AP and everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing this with someone who's very AP heavy. I mean, the first game is fine, but I would just say if it is your first game, don't try to be efficient. Just try out all the different mechanics.
But just challenge them. You have to hold your breath while you're doing your turn.
Yes, we should do that. Finish.
I'll still do my challenge. But I think I know now a game that I can do.
Yeah.
With holding my breath. Yeah.
Okay.
Finally. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 6, and I guess that brings us to the end.
Yeah. So be sure to tune in next time for our 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
But that will not be now. We'll be wearing other clothes then.
Yes. Wardrobe change.
Wardrobe change, yes. Okay, well, I was Joachim, as always.
I was kind.
This was So Many Games.
So little time.
Bye-bye.
See you, everyone.